There are many dangers in the world. Earthquakes are one of them. Every few years, a terrible catastrophe comes. Many people get injured or will die. Some people watching family members die. Most people will be homeless and it would take months, years to get your house back. On April 18, 1906, the San Francisco earthquake came. It destroyed much of the city, causing 30,000 buildings to crumble. There was a fire after the earthquake that went on for 3 days. Many people went homeless. 3,000 people died. People could hear it from Oregon to Los Angeles. It damaged 375,000 square feet. It costed $400 million in damage, which costs about $8 billion in today's money. At Shanshan, China, 1556, the deadly earthquake caused 830,000 deaths. People felt it from 500 miles away. The San Fernando earthquake in California in 1971 was also a deadly earthquake, killing 65 people. It costed them $500 million. It pushed mountains up a length of 8 feet. The most recent earthquake happened at Haiti 2010. It killed 316,000 people. It made over 1 million people homeless. Lastly, the Chile earthquake, the most powerful earthquake in the world. It happened May 1960. 2 million people lost their homes. 4,485 people lost their lives. The bad news doesn't even end there. The day after, there's a massive volcano that erupted.
Earthquakes are very dangerous. There are some things that can be done to protect people during earthquakes. To stay safe, people should find a sturdy building that could withstand an earthquake. The ground under the building should be built out of bedrock. The building also should be made with specific guidelines. Another thing people should do is store emergency supplies in that building in case they cannot go out. There are some recommendations on how to behave during earthquakes. Stay in that building until you think it is safe to leave. If you are outside when there is an earthquake, find an area where there are no trees so they won't fall on you. If you hear the noise of an earthquake, get under a desk, get on your knees, close your mouth so no falling debris will get in it, and cover your head. Stay away from a shelf with things that can potentially hurt you. When you are driving, pull over and do not stop in the middle of the road, and do not stop under bridges. Stay away from utility and power lines. Never use the elevator and use the stairs instead. If you follow these instructions, you have a better chance to survive. Where do these terrible catastrophes happen? Earthquakes happen all over the globe where there is a fault. Here are the facts on where do they happen. One very common place is San Andreas Fault. One of the biggest earthquakes happened there. The earthquakes that happened in San Francisco destroyed more than half the city. Another place that major earthquakes happen is Shaanxi, China. Another place is the Ring of Fire. Also, they happen on land or under the ocean. When earthquakes happen under the water, there's a slight chance of a big tsunami. There are more places where earthquakes can happen, like a zone between Germany and Italy. There are many big and deadly earthquakes in that area.
When tectonic plates jolt, squeeze, or move to a new position, they release energy to create an earthquake. Another way an earthquake can happen is when a hot melted rock shifts under the earth. Stress builds up and released suddenly a great burst of seismic waves. Moving along the fault is causing the ground to move forward, backwards, to heave up or down, or side to side, or every other possible way. Overall, earthquakes are caused in different ways and different things. When earthquakes happen near or in a mountain, they can cause an avalanche to happen. When you're on a cliff and an earthquake happens, an avalanche is created and the rocks can fall down the cliff and cause damage to the surrounding areas. Also, when an earthquake happens under an ocean, a tsunami is created, causing flooding that is very dangerous. Sometimes the Earth's movement causes destructive fires by breaking underground gas pipes. Earthquakes can cause a volcano to erupt. Well, There are lots of bad things earthquakes can do to us. It is good that we know how earthquakes work.
Scientists study earthquakes in many ways. They use many machines to study earthquakes. One of the machines they use is a Richter scale. They use a Richter scale to express the magnitude of an earthquake on the basis of a seismograph oscillations. The strength or magnitude of an earthquake is measured using the Richter scale. The Richter scale is numbered 0 through 10. Another machine they use is called a seismograph. A seismograph is an instrument that measures and records details of earthquakes, such as force rotation. Another thing they use is a seismometer. A seismometer detects the vibrations caused by an earthquake. It plots these vibrations on a seismograph.
As bad as earthquakes are, it gets worse. Gas lines break, fires burst, tidal waves come, avalanches, and even floods. It doesn't even end there. Right when you think it can't get worse, it does. Billions of dollars get spent. If you're not injured or dead, you have a major chance of getting homeless. It will usually affect people emotionally or economically. Cities are leveled, sewage pipes will crack, people will freak out. Shockwaves go miles away. You'll have so much pressure and may only have about 5 seconds to find cover. Underground things burst. Your house may fall in front of your eyes. You'll probably get injured. It would take months to get back to your house.
In this part of the movie, I will tell you how scientists measure earthquakes and the damage and magnitude of many kinds of earthquakes. There are many kinds of machines they use to measure earthquakes. They use so many machines because there are so many things that they need to be done. One of the machines they use are the Richter scale. The Richter scale is a machine that measures the damage and magnitude of an earthquake. In the background, there's a picture of a kind of Richter scale. Another machine they use is called a seismograph. A seismograph is an instrument that measures and records details of earthquakes. The end.